This is Diane Shepherd, and I wanted to come on here to share with you a little bit about what metabolism is and what metabolic health is. They both are the same thing. Now, before I share with you my PowerPoint, I want to give you a little background behind why this is so exciting to me and my personal story. So I've been overweight the majority of my life. My issues with weight started when I was about 14 years old when I went on a diet and lost weight, then gained it back, lost weight, and had this furious ridiculousness with weight loss. I thought that I just had a very slow metabolism and that if I just lost weight, then my metabolism would start working better. Now, at that point, I didn't even know really what metabolism was. I just kept hearing, oh, you have a low metabolism. And those who had a high metabolism seemed to be able to eat whatever they wanted and then would be really thin. And it didn't seem fair to me. I didn't understand exactly what metabolism was. And because I didn't, I damaged my body in many ways by over dieting, not giving it the right nutrients. And I'm now 52 years old, and a few years ago went in and started doing some research on why my body was the way that it was. I was to the point where I was eating very small amounts of food, exercising, and could not lose any weight. And it's because I had truly messed up my metabolism. I'm going to share with you a little bit today about really what metabolism is, why it's important that we know what our metabolism is doing, is it working, and then some ways to be able to fix that. And we have something that's coming that's really, really exciting. Now, before I get there, I want to share with you why I'm so excited about this, you guys. I've been doing research on metabolism. This is a book that I've been reading. I'm just going to show these in case you wanted to do some research. Here's one called Metabolic Renewal. This is by the same doctor of the one I just showed you. Okay, if you ever want to look these up. I've also been doing some reading on glucose, the numbers. This is called Glucose Revolution. I love this book. This is the same author, Gut Balance Revolution, which also talks about metabolism and glucose. And then this one's called Ultra Metabolism. And this one is by one of my favorites, Dr. Mark Hyman. I had been researching this long before I found out that doTERRA was coming out with anything that had to do with metabolism. So the research that I did and what I found has got me so excited about what's coming. I also went to the point that I wanted to make sure that I had a healthy metabolism. So what I did was I actually got this contraption. It's called a lumen. And what you do is you breathe in it every morning, take this off, and I breathe it in into the contraption on my phone. It tells me that morning whether I am burning fats or whether I'm burning carbs. And whether you are burning fats or carbs determines what your metabolism is. Did you know that? And so throughout the day, I might be burning one or the other. And then I have then move my metabolism. It will give me after 2 weeks what my metabolism number is. It has been going up, and I have been getting better and better at being able to take care of my body in a way that's healthy. And that's all by doing it through diet and exercise, eating the right foods, and be able to nourish it with actually what it needs instead of dieting. It's really exciting. However, it's a lot of work. So I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit about metabolism and then what you can do that is a little bit of what I'm doing, but also have some help. I'm so excited. There's now some help for metabolism health. So let me share my screen with you and let's get started. Now that you know a little bit about my background. So what is metabolic health? And so we're going to share with you why it matters to you and what you can do to improve it. So most people view metabolism like a calculator. Okay, so they think you're just going to punch in numbers that say, okay, I'm going to have a lower number of calories. I'm going to consume these calories. They're going to be less than normal. And then I'm going to punch in a number that has the amount of calories I'm going to burn by exercising. And then voila, I'm going to lose weight. And that's what metabolism is, right? No, that's not what your metabolism is. And so many people think like I did, just going to punch in numbers of how to lose weight. And that's how I'm going to get a healthy metabolism. That isn't how it works. Your metabolism is so much more than weight loss and weight gain. So what is it? Well, if you think of little kids, okay, let's look at children. When they are young, they have lots of energy. They also have no stress. Think about it, like nothing matters to them. Let's just go play. Let's go do this. Let's eat this. Let's go have fun, right? They enjoy movement. They go outside, they're running around, they're on their bikes. They eat whatever they want. Now, I know there are some kids that are picky, but when they're young and they start eating, they just eat whatever they want instead of restricting themselves. Like when we get to be adults, can't have sugar, I can't have this, right? They eat whatever they want and they live happily without a care in the world. So you guys, you were born with a healthy metabolism. Babies come being able to know what their body needs. When you're hungry, what do I need to eat? It's a natural instinct that we have, but life changes our brains to make us think we need to do something differently. And most of it has to do with losing weight. We restrict ourselves, which causes stress on our body. We want to get back to that healthy metabolism. So metabolism is more like a seesaw. It adjusts and it responds in the opposite direction. It's always looking for balance. Let me give you an idea of kind of what that looks like. So sleep. So maybe you didn't get very much sleep and you don't have very much energy. On the other side, that means you're going to be a little bit more stressed. You might be in a bad mood and you're going to be hungry. These are the things that our body is balancing. Let's say that maybe your mood is very, very low. Okay. Then what is it going to balance on the other side? You may not have gotten very much sleep that night, or let's say you got a lot of sleep. Is that going to help your stress levels? So it's this game that your body's constantly playing to try to balance out everything so that you're able to feel overall well. That's what your metabolism is. It's everything in your system working together so that your digestive system works, that you're able to feel good. And that's why we're talking about metabolic health, because your metabolic health, look at this, and your biological age are inseparable. And I want you to think about that for a little bit. How many of you have ever taken that test where it says your biological age is? And I did one time. Now I'm 52 right now, and I will never forget, I think I was 45 when I took that test, and it told me that my biological age was 56. That meant that my body was aging faster than I actually was that old. And so that meant that my metabolic health was not doing well at all. So what we would like to have, what is ideal, is to have our metabolic health or our numbers be lower so that our biological age is lower, so that we have more energy as when we were 10 years younger, so that we have that mood that we had back then. All of the things that you're like, wow, my body used to do better when I was younger. We can actually reverse that. And it all is attached to your metabolism. So these are some of the areas that your metabolic health affects. It's every aspect of your life. It has what most people think is just your weight, is not it at all. So your immune system, it affects energy, your digestion, how well you sleep, how focused you are. How many of you right now feel like you have that brain fog in this world we live in? Focus is so hard. Brain function, again, that goes back to brain fog. Is it function? Can you remember things? Are just things just not coming to you? I know that's definitely me. Your hormones are off. Things are just not working. Your libido is part of your hormones. Your cellular health, your skin, is it just sagging and not bright? How about your stress, your mood, pain, inflammation? There's other things that we could add to the list, but I think you understand where I'm going. So you guys, what's the problem? What's getting in our way of having an awesome, amazing metabolic health? What is it? Well, lack of stress management. Anybody here have stress? Hello, I know I do. Lack of movement. You know, for the past 2 years, I decided to stay home a little bit more and just have not been moving my body. I'm not talking about going out and exercising and running. I just sat more than normal. Lack of movement is not good for your physical body. Lack of quality sleep. Maybe you're getting to bed later. Maybe you don't have a regular routine. You know, that rhythm that your body has of sleep is very important for you to understand. I wake up at this time, I go to sleep at this time. And if it's kind of messed up and you're waking up in the middle of the night, not getting all the full hours you need, that stresses your body. What about lack of nutrition? Are we getting everything that we need? Are we getting the right carbs? For years, you guys, I did not eat enough carbs. And I was doing intermittent fasting, which was stressing out my system. Now, I'm not saying intermittent fasting is bad, but for my system, I was doing it too long. And then it was causing a kickback for my body to go into stress mode. And then I was also cutting back carbohydrates. So I was living off proteins and vegetables, fats, which isn't bad, but because I was cutting out carbs, there was not some things that were working in my system because my body needed carbohydrates. What about exposures to toxins? Now, this is me, and if I could share with you a little bit about my story, because my metabolic health was low, I want to go back here and remind you, see all the things on here that can be not working so right. Immune system, my immune system was low. Because I had such a low metabolic number, which I found out through my lumen that I've been using. And because of that, I was exposed to some toxins. So I have found out I have mold toxicity in my body. One of the ways to work through that and to get it out of your system is to raise your metabolism. And that's because my entire system was not functioning and working correctly. So my digestive system was shutting down. So many issues that I was having simply because I had lowered my metabolism and my body was exposed to toxins. This is what's getting in our way. Now, my toxins happen to be mold. We don't know where I got it from. It's in my digestive system, but there are many toxins in our world right now, the cleaners that we use that we need to really pay attention to because this is part of your metabolic health. Did you know that only 6.8% of US adults have an optimal metabolic health? 6.8%. That means that the majority of you listening to this right now need to work on your metabolic health. 6.8%. So that's a very small percentage. And the people who do have that are mostly doing it through diet and exercise, lowering their stress, and just living an overall healthy, happy life. I want that. I don't know about you guys, but I want to be that 6.8%. And I think that we can do this. And what I'm going to share with you, I think is going to excite you. So look at this, nutrient deficiencies. So in the United States, look at that. The percentage of people that are deficient in these areas, vitamin D, 95% of adults are deficient. Vitamin E, 94%. Magnesium, 61%. Vitamin A, calcium, vitamin C. You guys see these numbers? These are high numbers and they need to be fixed. These are minerals and vitamins that our body actually needs every single day to be able to function. And look how low that those numbers are for people to not have those deficiencies. That's amazing. So you guys, what is this costing us? Physically, mentally, emotionally, and socially. And if I could share with you what it's cost me is every single one of those. Gained 40 pounds. Mentally, I now have anxiety. I've had some depression. Emotionally, same thing. Socially, I've actually stayed home a lot and I'm not going out very much. I've kind of had a lot of struggles in every single area. Had no idea that my metabolism was attached to all of these. And as I've been working on my metabolism just with my food and with my stress levels and by starting to exercise, they've improved, but it's been a lot of work. So let me share with you some solutions that I found that I cannot wait to use and be able to share with other people. Okay, you guys ready for this? So we're going to start with the 2 foundations of health. There we go. 2 foundations of health. So if we were to look at the health pyramid, to see the 6 different steps, so let's just review what they are. We first need to make sure that we're working on our nutrition and our digestion. If we can't digest food and we're not able to eat the right types of food, our body's not going to work. Okay, that's the basis. The next is movement and metabolism. So we need to be making sure we're moving our bodies, just like I talked about. Walk more around the house. Don't just be idle and sitting. And then your metabolism, which is what we're going to get into. And next would be making sure that you're going to manage your stress, getting proper rest, reducing your toxicity, which is kind of what I just talked about a little bit with my life. Informed self-care, being able to know what's out there, what is working in my body, okay? And then proactive medical care. Now, there are many people in this world who start at the top. I don't feel good, and they go to the doctor and they want to get a prescription. We're going to start at the bottom, the foundation. Think of the building. When you're going to build a building, you have to make sure that the foundation is really strong. So we're going to start right at the bottom with nutrition and digestion. Okay, so number 1. Did you know that nutrition and metabolism are connected? You cannot separate one without the other, okay? If you're not eating nutritious food, your metabolism is going to be low. Number two, nutritional deficiencies and metabolism imbalances affect almost everyone in the United States. Let's go back to the 6.8% people in the world who do not have a healthy metabolism. And number three, guess what? Which is what I'm going to show you. There are safe, effective, and affordable solutions you can use in your daily routine. Guys, that only takes minutes. I'm so excited because the amount of work that I have done to be able to work with my metabolism and all that I've read, it's literally a full-time job for me right now. And you can do this without it being a full-time job. So this is a 2-product system, okay? So let's go back to the healthy pyramid. Number one is going to be nutrition and digestion. That's where we have to start. So that is going to be our lifelong vitality. That has to be your foundation. Let me say that again. You have to have the proper nutrition and you have to be digesting your food. And what we have in the lifelong vitality is number one. You need to be taking that before you can start working on your metabolism, which is number two. So let me start here by sharing with you foundation number one, okay? That's going to be nutrition and digestion, and that's the lifelong vitality. Step two will not work if you skip step one. They work together. So if any of you have been watching and wondering, why do people keep talking about lifelong vitality when all we really want to know about is the new products, MetaPower, which I'm going to show you, and metabolism. I don't want to really learn about lifelong vitality because I already know about it. But guess what? Sometimes we're not doing the basics. And so I'm going to just share with you just 2 small slides about lifelong vitality because it is so important that we're taking this. If your body's not getting the proper nutrition, it will not work for you to be able to lower your metabolism. So our Microplex BMZ, you guys, this is going to give you all the essential vitamins that you need and your minerals, okay? You have to have those to be able to strengthen your metabolism. The Alpha CRS is going to give you cellular longevity blend. So it's going to be able to help your cells be able to speak better to each other. Cellular energy blend, okay? Not only do they speak to each other, but they're going to be able to move properly. I've seen this blood work that's done using the lifelong vitality. It's pretty amazing. And then the Z omegas, guys, these are essential fatty acids, your carotenoid, I think I'm saying that right, carotenoid blend, there you go. And it's also got your CPTG essential oils in there. So this is your fatty acids, this is your omega-3s, this is all the stuff to help your brain work better. Some of you may know this, but I think it's a good refresher that we have to have our foundation set through lifelong vitality. So let's just give you an idea of exactly what you're saving. If you were saying, well, I can get nutrition from food, which actually is amazing if we were to be able to get all of our nutrition from food. Let's just look at that, okay? If you were to go to the store and you were going to buy all of the food that comes in this lifelong vitality, look at what you'd have to be buying. 125 ounces of canned tuna, because that's the amount that is in each serving, okay, of the EPA. DHA has 300 milligrams, which is 35 ounces of canned salmon. ALA, it's just 70 milligrams. That's 120 cups of brown rice. 9 gallons of chocolate milk, 23.6 of winter acorn squash. You guys can read that list. It equals to $1,300. Now that's literally a joke. Seriously, who's going to be able to afford $1,300? Compare it to the lifelong vitality. This is our, you guys, it is amazing nutrition and it covers all the bases that fill in any of the gaps that you may not be getting right now with what you're eating. Okay, so number one, that saves you a ton of money. Number two, fills in all of the gaps of everything that you need to build your foundation. Okay, so now that we have our foundation set, by the way, please eat good, healthy foods on top of eating or taking your lifelong vitality. Both of those together are going to be amazing. Don't eat junk and then think that your lifelong vitality is just going to fill that in. So when I talk about healthy foods, I'm talking about whole grains, good, healthy carbs, good vegetables, have good proteins. I love so many proteins. Cottage cheese is one of my favorites right now. And then make sure that you're eating your fats that are healthy too. Like there's so many good foods out there that we cannot limit ourselves to. So include a lot of these amazing colors. I always just say, you know, you're eating healthy when you have a lot of colors in your diet. Okay. All right. So that's foundation number one. Foundation number two is movement and metabolism. We have something that's going to be able to help your metabolism. And it has to do also with movement. So your metabolism isn't going to automatically improve just by taking these. Number one, you have to have your foundation. Number two, I'm going to start right here with movement. Like, can we talk about this just for a little bit? Sometimes people just kind of like pan over the movement part and say, I'm not going to exercise. I'm just going to eat all the good foods and I'm going to have a really healthy metabolism. And that is false. And I'm here to tell you that because for the past 2 years, I didn't do any type of movement except for walking from the couch to the computer and then down to the kitchen. Like literally, that's what I did. I have started a simple routine, and I want you to choose what works best for you. But it started with 15 minutes in the morning. That's all I did. And it was just whatever I felt like doing. So you can go outside for a walk. If you have a treadmill, go on there. Did you know that you can go on Netflix, not Netflix, whatever that thing is that everybody goes to watch movies that are free. Oh my goodness. And you can go and you can just look up anything that you want, videos. I went on there and I looked up fast workout videos that use an exercise ball, videos that use an exercise trampoline, or just workout videos. YouTube, there it is. Go to YouTube and you guys just punch in free things that you can do and start slow. Actually, the first day when I said I was going to do 15 minutes, I only did 5 because I was so out of shape and exhausted. And the next day I did a little bit more. And here's what I do now. Every time I eat, I say that I'm going to move for 15 minutes after breakfast and after lunch. And that's my exercise. And what it does, it gets my heart rate going, and it's helping me to be able to digest my food. Because remember, that was number 1, nutrition and digestion. And I'm giving myself my heart rate going up so that it's able to work and function better. The blood is able to go through my system better. So really just remember that you've got to get some movement in there, and don't think you need to join a gym. Don't think you need to do an hour. Start slow. So, all right, there we go. That's my movement piece. So let's talk about metabolic health. Okay, so this is pyramid number 2, movement and metabolism. Metabolic health is so important. Let's get right to it. You ready? So doTERRA is launching a cutting edge system to optimize your metabolic health. And this is it, all of it right here. And I'm going to go in detail what each one is. So this is called MetaPower. So there's 3 parts to the system, and you guys, they all work together. I heard somebody say the other day, I can't wait to get the Advantage. I'm just going to use the Advantage by itself because I love collagen, because that's what's in it. And you guys, it doesn't work by itself. It has to work as a system. So I want to make sure you understand that. So let's look at number 1. Number one is our metabolic blend, and it comes in an oil. It also comes in capsules. And if you come over here, it also comes in soft gels and then some gum. And so you can take these. They both have the same type of ingredients, just different forms. And what this is, if you've seen our previously known Slim and Sassy, they've actually taken that blend and upgraded it, added more items, took a few things out. And that is what we got the basis of MetaPower, the metabolic blend. So that is your first part. The second part is called Metabolic Assist. And that's this right here. And I'm going to show you what that does in just a minute. And then number 3 is our Advantage. And that is the collagen plus NMN. And again, we'll talk about in just a minute. So first, let's talk about the MetaPower metabolic blend. And this is going to be what inhibits our fat cell maturation, okay? And then curbs your cravings, and it supports metabolic health. But let me tell you what that's like for a 5th grader, okay? What does the metabolic health actually do? Well, first of all, let me tell you how to take it. You're going to take 1 to 3 soft gels with breakfast, maybe gum and B that is needed throughout the day, and then 3 drops of oil with water at night. Now, there are different ways to take this. You can take it as needed. I don't like that gum so much. I'm hoping that the flavor will change this time versus the Slim and Sassy, but I would take that gum or the beadlet whenever I feel like I want to eat something that's sugary or something that I know is not a part of my plan, okay? Or the 1 to 3 soft gels might be really good for breakfast just to start out my day. So this is one you can take as needed, okay? It helps you say no to unhealthy foods. Call it willpower in a bottle. That's what I heard one of the executives say. It supports NAD and NAHD levels in your body. Now I'm teaching this at a 5th grade level. And if you want to go look up what that is, it's actually amazing what it does in your body. It stops the fat cells from growing and normalizes your blood glucose levels. And I'm going to share what that means also in a little bit. Blood glucose stops the aging process. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. So that's one way you would take this one. Let's go to the next one. So this is number 2, and this is our MetaPower Metabolic Assist. This decreases post-meal glucose spikes. I'm going to show you what that means because that's big. Supports healthy insulin sensitivity, supports healthy blood sugar responses, stabilizes energy levels throughout the day. Now, when I first heard about this type of thing, I was like, but I'm not diabetic. It does not matter if you're diabetic. All of us have glucose spikes. Let me share with you what that means. So this is what the Metabolic Assist does. You're going to take this capsule 15 to 30 minutes before a high carb meal or your biggest meal of the day. So you just take it once and you decide whatever it is. So say for breakfast, you're having pancakes with syrup. Okay. I would consider that a high carb meal. Okay. So along without taking our Metabolic Assist, if you have a high carb meal, what's going to happen is you're going to have high spikes of glucose. So you eat your pancakes and your glucose levels are going to spike, which causes your cells to not be very happy. And they get actually quite upset because then it goes back down. And then if you eat something else, it goes back up. And this is kind of what happens throughout the day when we're just eating random foods, okay? And we're not taking Metabolic Assist. Unhealthy glucose spikes, you guys, causes your body to be stressed out. Let me explain what this means as in a 5th grade level. So if you have a glucose spike, guess what? Your body right now is doing several things all at one time. It's trying to digest food. It's trying to bring blood supplies to different parts of your body. There are so many things it's doing all at once. But when your glucose spikes, it stops doing all of the other things that it's doing in your body. Oxidative stress is what it's called. And it immediately comes to try to lower those glucose levels. Well, we got to lower the glucose. It's like a red flag was just signed. Hey, over here, we need help over here, because all of a sudden it becomes the most important thing. So everything that it was doing previously now comes to the aid of trying to lower the glucose and those spikes. And so your body goes into oxidative stress mode, and this will happen throughout the day. Up, then it goes back down. Your energy goes up and your energy goes down. You may start getting a headache when it starts going down. So you're like, oh my gosh, I need to eat something more that has carbs in it. So again, we eat carbs, get another headache, and we start feeling lousy, especially when we do this over and over and over again. Our body then starts to break down, and that's when your metabolism goes in the tank. I know, because this is what I did for years. I would either be on a diet or off a diet. When I was off the diet, this was what was happening to me. I was eating junk nonstop all day. I had no energy. And then I would eat something else, no energy, something else so I can get energy. And my body had so much stress on it, it couldn't even handle it. And it didn't even know what a healthy metabolism was. So this MetaPower Assist is here's what you're going to do. You're going to take one capsule 15 to 30 minutes before a meal. Now, I've heard if you forget and you take it right before you eat your breakfast or whatever meal that is, it will also work. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that right before you eat that high carb meal. And look at this, healthy glucose levels. And guess what that makes? Happy cells, and your body is not under oxidative stress. So each of us typically have one meal during the day when we're going to eat a bigger meal or that has a lot more carbs in it than others. You get to decide what that is. Some people eat the bigger meal in dinner time. I sometimes like to use my carbs in the morning, and then I could really burn them off throughout the day. Some people have a larger lunch. So you get to decide what that is, but that is how you're going to take the MetaPower Assist. All right, let's talk about MetaPower Advantage. This is a collagen, and it's awesome. It promotes healthy biological aging, improves health span, activates longevity genes, improves cognitive function, supports lean muscle and connective tissue. It improves skin elasticity and firmness. So let me share with you in 5th grade level what that means. So you're going to take this in the morning. You're going to mix it with cold water, not hot water. You want cold water. And it is a little bit hard to mix. And that's because of what it's made of. So there's some awesome stuff that's in here. And I'm not going to go into detail about it, but it is excellent, healthy things for your system. And because it doesn't have a lot of binders and extra stuff, and it's very healthy for you, it can be hard to mix up. So you either want to get a shaker, put it in the blender, but I use a handheld frother, what you kind of see in this video here. and it works amazing. So everybody needs to go get a frother. We're not quite sure what this is. Let me show you that again. And just put it into your drink and it kind of mixes it up for you. You'll see a lot of specs in there. The specs are what's going to be helping you get healthy. It's amazing. So this is the fuel that helps your body burn. Helps you live longer, going to age backwards, has 9 forms of collagen in it, plus other really powerful ingredients. Those are all going to work together to promote health and give you energy. Creates a building block for muscles and enzymes. I have friends who have taken this, and for 30 days after taking this, they said they cannot even begin to tell me the amount of energy they have, how their skin is doing so much better, that they just have this overall feeling of wellness. And that's only 30 days. I can't even imagine after taking it for 6 months, a year. So all of these combined, can you see how they work? Just amazing. I'm so excited to have this working together. So you guys, your body has an amazing capacity to thrive when you give it what it needs. So if you set your foundation by taking lifelong vitality, moving your body, getting your metabolism to be able to work and function with you and your body, can you imagine how much better you're going to feel? I cannot wait to start getting these products and use them. I don't even have them yet, but here's the thing. Convention is coming up. Anybody who attends convention, whether virtually or in person, you'll be able to get these at a discounted price. All of the brand new products. So if you see here, we don't even know what these items are. We just know that these are included in it. And then there's other items over here that I'm just so excited about. You get a drastically discounted price when you attend convention. So if anybody's thinking, I'm not going to convention, you can pay virtually $35. That's it, $35. And you will save more than $35 by getting all of these brand new products. So if that is something you're interested in, we will post the link. You'll see it up above to be able to get those products. And I cannot wait for you guys to try them with me. And let's all lower our metabolic, actually we're going to raise our metabolic numbers so that we can have a much better metabolic health. I'm so excited, join me. So excited that you were here and be able to listen to this. Push stop share. And I hope to see you at convention, whether online or in person would be even better. And I can give you an amazingly big hug. All right, guys, have a fabulous day. Can't wait to learn more about MetaPower and metabolic health.